he has balls. Like, what we do is we'd park in a spot, okay? Or we'd sit there, and guests would come up up into the garage or whatever, and we'd just sit in cars, and he'd be like, Andy, watch this, and he'll pull out of the space, like he's pulling out, like we're pulling out, but like he'll go like straight, and like the people will like be so freaked out. I don't know how many people I've seen spill their drink all over the fucking place because they slam on the brakes. But like he's not really pulling out. He's just like moving out, so they have to stop, and like so they freak out and shit. And it's just like we could do that like for hours and hours, and it's like the most fun you could possibly imagine. Something so simple. Why is this all fucking foggy? What the fuck? There's a billion stories with Emilio. Most of them, like, I shouldn't say, and I'm not going to. But, like, oh, man. There was one time we had this donut van. He was a cool guy. And, he'd give us, like, his stale donuts afterwards. It was all just stale donuts. And, like, one time, there's about 10 of us in the fucking van, and like me and Amelia were just fucking throwing donuts all over the place, throwing them at people. Like this woman supervisor we had, we like nailed her in the back of the head and shit. She's sitting in the front seat. It's just so stupid. It's like a huge fucking food fight inside this van. That's just like one little story of one day. Imagine 8 hours in a day you're trying to entertain yourselves and entertain everyone, and you have me there and Emilio who doesn't give a fuck about anything, and like I'm an entertainer. Dude, it was madness. And like that, I feel bad. Like, sure, Eric and Jerry and Eric Fowley got their jobs done and they made $10-20 more in tips that day than us, but dude, they missed out on so many experiences being so, like, uptight, dude. Like, we weren't complete jack-offs. We did our jobs. It's just, we loosened up a little bit. And, like, I have so many stories, man. Like, it, like, chills my bones, like, in gay joy and shit, like, thinking about some of the stuff. And, like, at another casino, this is Trump, like, his brother Mike got caught, I guess he crashed a car or something, and, like, he had to take a drug test. So, the supervisors are in one room, the managers and shit. This was a trailer, and it has a clear glass or whatever. They went in there talking about him. He had to go to the hospital to get his drug test, and, like, he was all panicking. I was like, calm down, man, calm down. I went to the vending machine, put 2 quarters in, got a potato chip bag, okay? Emptied it in the garbage. This is all while the managers and security and everybody's there because it's this big accident and shit. Like, while, and Mike's going in and out of the room when he's called in there, and like some of the valets were in and out of the place. We're supposed to be outside, but like we could come in and get some water or grab a key or some shit. So like I'm going in and out, being clever about it. I emptied out the potato chip bag, standing right by the vending machine that's separating them from us, like my back is to them. With one hand, I grabbed my dick, pissed in that potato chip bag, and like tied it up and walked outside with it and handed it to him because all eyes were on him and he was all panicked. He said it worked. He said it continued. Like he said he got some on his leg because I guess I didn't tie it tight enough. But like he said it worked and the test was invalid, so he had to go back another day and he got all this shit to like fix his urine or whatever. But like I saved his job and shit, and he said like that was the coolest thing he's ever seen anybody do and shit. And like, man, me and Mike worked like so many landscaping jobs. We'd just ride the Skag machines, these big lawnmower machines. We'd just like sit on them and ride them like for blocks and blocks and go on little adventures and talk and shit from 7 in the morning till fucking 5 p.m. just having little adventures, getting our jobs done, but like having something awesome to talk about and stuff. I miss that guy. Jason Amaya, he just took me out to this place, Alterios or something. He got me a meal and guacamole and shit, and then he gave me $50. He's my buddy too. He wants me to go live with him in Maryville. He has a huge house. He has Hummers and shit and a pool. I said maybe if you fix up your downstairs bathroom. I don't want to be taking dumps upstairs with your wife and shit. You know? I'm like a private dude. I need to shit in private. And Crystal, I had a crush on her. I liked her. Like, Emilio would always bring his little brother and sister around. Like, Mike, the one who's his age, was cool and stuff. And we'd play, like, in basketball tournaments. Like, Team Hammond and shit. Like, whenever... I wasn't on Team Hammond, but, like, whenever I saw little Al Salinas or Mike or my buddy Ray... Fuck, I forgot your name, Ray. Your last name. But, like, whenever I'd see them, like, whenever they'd see me at, like, the Lincoln Center or a basketball court, and all these dudes are hard, all these gangbangers who are awesome at basketball, and they need another guy, they call me to the court or whatever, and, like, we'd destroy them. Like, we'd have the craziest passes, and and then nobody's expecting this shit from a white guy, and plus I knew them, and we'd play, like, basketball all the time, so like we knew the passes. Damn, we were awesome. Me, Al Salinas, Mike Amaya. Emilio was good in basketball too. He could hit like threes like nothing. And who else? What the fuck is Ray's last name, man? Sorry, Ray, I forgot. You're on my fucking Facebook. But anyways,